The last time Justin Thomas was in contention going into the final round of a major, things didn't turn out that well. St. X grad fell apart at the U.S. Open last June, leaving him to wonder when he'd have another shot at getting his first major championship. As it turned out, his next shot came today. Thomas only 2 strokes off going into the final round of the PGA Championship. On hole 10, this is when we realized this could be his day. Thomas putting for birdie here, stops at the edge of the cup. He's thinking, what do I have to do here? Let me help. You're welcome. That got the 7 under. He was only 1 shot off the lead at that point. While he surged, leader Hideki Matsuyama struggled. Second shot, the par 4, 12th. It's going to take a real strong bounce off the green and go right into the rough. He would bogey the hole. Meanwhile, on 13, JT starting to get into a groove. This is from the fringe here for another birdie. And folks, when you're hot, you're hot. And JT was hot. That was his 5th birdie of the day. He's got a 2-shot lead. He wasn't about to give it up. Matsuyama got within 1, but on 17, Thomas putting him away for good. 3 under final round, 8 under for the tournament, and he would hold on for a 2-shot victory to claim his first major. Thomas real proud of the way he held it together after coming up short at the U.S. Open.
I don't know. I just had an unbelievable calmness throughout the week, throughout the day. I just didn't get flustered. I felt like I just kind of kept everything in front of me. I know how hard doubles are to make up out here, so I tried to avoid those and was able to make a lot of birdies, so it was great.
I had no pep talk. I just said, you know, you're leading and you're second in birdies. I go, you know, if you make a bogey, it's not going to hurt you. And I go, you know, just be smart. They played well today.
It's a proud dad right there. On to soccer, last night could not have gone any better for Louisville City. Not only did they set a new attendance record, more than 13,000 fans at Louisville Slugger Field, they also beat up on their rivals in fantastic fashion. 5-0 was the final score over Cincinnati, and in case you were wondering, they did not show any remorse about piling it on. The boys in purple had been winless in 3 tries this year against their rivals. Last night, everything, and oh, do I mean everything, went their way.
Oh my gosh, that was unreal, unreal. It was really loud out there tonight, and the energy from the start was crazy. I know, you know, myself and all the other guys were buzzing during the game.
Yeah, it was satisfying. It was nice to win that for sure. Yeah, it was very pleasing, honestly. I mean, I think to play the way we did, for our boys to be able to do that was great. Really, really proud moment for us as a football club. I think to be able to do that against your rival was great.
Certainly was, and it certainly helped Louisville in the race for the top spot in the conference. Take a look at the standings, very tight. Louisville tied with Charleston, only 2 points back of Charlotte for the conference lead. The boys in purple back in action a week from today at Bethlehem. Switching to basketball now, U of L head coach Jeff Walz and Team USA off to a great start at the U24 Four Nations tournament in Japan. The team picked up a 2nd win today, topping Canada 107-61. Louisville's Asia Durr scored 8 points in the win. Back in this continent for the racing, it was the Pure Michigan 400. Martin Truex Jr. all sorts of bad luck at the end of the race today. He was closing in a win, but with 4 laps to go, you see it, Paul Menard, Michael McDowell got tangled up. Out comes a caution flag. We're going to OT. On the restart, more problems for Truex Jr. Passed by Kyle Larson, who was looking to win at MIS for the 3rd straight time. And Larson would do just that. He goes from 4th to 1st late to win the Pure Michigan 400. Straight ahead, we talk a little football. UK head coach Mark Stoops was not happy with yesterday's first scrimmage. It wasn't all bad. There were, in fact, some positives. And we'll tell you about those next. It's safe to say the 4th and final game between Louisville and Gwinnett was a heck of a lot more entertaining than the first 3 games of the series this week. All kinds of drama, all kinds of fun. Craziness got started in the 6th inning. Bats manager Delino DeShields right there, tossed from the dugout arguing balls and strikes. Now, he would come out to plead his case, probably use all sorts of colorful language, but it got him nowhere. DeShields gone and not happy about it. He'd miss a wild finish. 8th inning. Oh, I see you, Zach Vinci. That's a grand slam. Break a 3-3 tie. That put Louisville up 7-3. But this wasn't over. The Braves would come back, send it to extras, and there, Ronald Acuna came up with a big hit from Gwinnett. They send the runner from first home. Cade Savek able to score easily. Bats drop at 8-7 and 10. They lose all 4 games to Gwinnett. To the majors now. The Reds have been the ultimate pick-me-up for struggling offenses across the league. The Brewers, for example, gone 14 games without scoring more than 4 runs. In 3 games against Cincinnati this weekend, they've done that each time for a grand total of 23 runs. And things did not get any better for Sal Romano and company today. Bottom of the first, Brewers jumped out to an early lead. Manny Pena hitting it down the line and right. Jesse Winker cannot make the play. Run comes in on the ground rule double. It was 3-0 Milwaukee. 4th inning, Reds making it interesting. Former Louisville Cardinal Adam Duvall with a 2-run blast to right. That cut the lead to 1. But that was as close as Cincy would get. 5th inning, Domingo Santana. 3-run smash. Reds dropped this one 7-4. Romano picked up the loss, but he says he's making progress.
Thought there was definitely a lot of good today, a lot of improvement in a lot of different things. Obviously the stat line doesn't show that, a loss for the team, but you know, I just think you got to just take bits and pieces from every game and continue to get better as the season goes on.
At least he feels good about it. Football, it doesn't sound like Mark Stoops is in a hurry to see the Kentucky Wildcats play their first game of the season. After yesterday's first scrimmage, he remarked, "It was good this team still had 3 weeks to go before the start of the year." Yes, it was by no means perfect, but there were still plenty of positives from yesterday. No cameras were allowed, but reports say both quarterbacks, Stephen Johnson and Drew Barker, executed well against a much improved UK defense. Stoops liked that, and he also liked the fact his team has the right attitude moving forward.
I think we worked really hard fundamentally at doing some things better. I think that showed up today. There was definitely some positives, some good things. I think we were more stout up front than we've been. You know, better run defense in general. They did rip off a couple, but I think in general we were more solid. You saw some more 2nd and longs, and that's what we were looking for.
All right, so again, not all bad. I did want to mention this, though. There was one injury from yesterday that Stoops said he was worried about. Starting left tackle Cole Mosier was hurt during the scrimmage. No word on the extent or the damage. Stoops said he would provide an update tomorrow. Before we go, NFL, the Colts opening up the preseason against the Lions. Andrew Luck sitting out as he recovers from off-season surgery. As you might have guessed, his team needed him. First quarter, that's backup QB Scott Tolzien. And that's not how they drew it up. He runs right into his own lineman before getting taken down. Indy only 230 yards of offense today. Detroit did a lot better. Second quarter, Jake Rudock to Kenny Golladay. That's a touchdown. Lions win 24-10. But if it's any consolation for Indy right here, it doesn't really count. What does count, however, was Justin Thomas winning at the PGA Championship today. The St. X grad with his first ever major. Well, more on that for you tomorrow night. And that is Sports Tonight. I'm Michael Sett.